Hi everyone, today is Friday the 15th of July and we are here at the Venetian Isles Clubhouse. As you see, I'm not alone today. I'm here with Jane Farkas, one of the Master Board members. We figured rather than just giving the board members an update as to what's happening with the construction project, we would share it and have you all tag along as Jane and I walk through to see the progress that's happened this week. We have a lot of good news for you. For those that were on the Zoom meeting 2 days ago, you already know some of this, but we have even better news than we had then. So the first thing we have to look at is the PAC unit number 5, the big air conditioning unit that we've been waiting for months and months and months for, has arrived. I'm going to turn around with Lynthia right now. We're going to show you actually that it's here. So let's take a look. Over here you have the crane is here to put it on the building. This is not a small unit or a small feat. Let's take a little pan around to over here. This truck here is carting away the old unit as we speak. You see it's half the size of a truck. It's not a home air conditioning unit or even a small AC handler. And that big 18-wheeler flatbed out there has the brand new unit. So by the end of today, that AC unit will be on the top of the building. Hallelujah. So now we're going to go inside the building and show you some more surprises. The next good piece of news we have is we keep talking about this switching gear that we've been waiting for to change the electric service from 1600 amps to 2000 amps. Well, guess what? That's here as well. So let's go inside and we'll take a look at it.
I'm going to say that we're very surprised now to show you our electrical switches that we waited quite a number, over a year, to get that have arrived, and here they are.
So as you can see, these are not circuit breakers by any stretch of the imagination. They're two huge custom-made switching gears that needed to be manufactured and brought here, and now they're waiting to be installed. What happens next is the general contractor has spoken with FP&L because we have to literally shut everything off in this building and the fitness center and the pool. They're saying for up to 4 days. My experience is that once they're here, it doesn't usually take anywhere near that long, but be prepared that we may be sending out an e-blast saying the fitness center is closed for a couple of days while they do this switch off, because they've got to go down and take these units that already exist down in the utility room at the west side of the building. They'll remove those, they'll install these, and then re-energize the building. So that's all being coordinated. The reason it's not happening tomorrow is because it is hurricane season, so the only time that FP&L will schedule this is if there's not some threat of a storm in the next week anywhere in the geographic region. So even if there's a storm up north in Florida or even into Georgia, they're not going to schedule this because their crews have to be on alert to go help any other electric company or other division of FPL that needs assistance during a tropical storm. The good news is, folks, they're finally here. To give you an idea, if you haven't been watching for a long time, these were ordered in August of 2019. So these are a long, long time ago. These were supposed to be here. But due to supply chain issues and yada yada that we're all tired of hearing about COVID, that is the reason that these did not get here. But the good news is they're here. So 2 huge things down so we can progress further on the finishing the clubhouse for all of you. While we're here, we're actually standing in the lobby, and you can see since the last video, Jane, come on over this way. You can see some significant changes to the elevator. We didn't do the video last time because there was scaffolding filling this room on both floors so that all of this could be done. You get an idea of how grand this is going to look when it's done. That is gold 3-dimensional wallpaper. It is lit up from behind, so it's got a very sophisticated look to it. The front desk, they are starting to build the guts of the front desk, which will hold the computers and everything else. And then your front desk is ultimately going to have the stone that matches what's on the elevator. And once we take all this RAM board off the floors, which are here to protect the surfaces while the construction is going on, you will see that there's a beautiful wood look tile that runs through the center of the building with a beautiful marble look front desk, and then the carpet goes down the sides. Yes.
And if you walk around, you will see a mirror image of what you're looking at here on the other side that leads you up to the second floor.
Yep. So the elevator is buried behind that, and access is through the side. We're going to take a gander down this side of the building now, because as you can see with this ram board everywhere, the carpet has been going in, and we're going to give you a glimpse of what it looks like in some of the hallways, because I can't pull up all the ram board which is down to protect what's been installed so far. So let's take a walk this way, and then we can also take a look at the progress in the restaurant space. So you can take a shot down the hallway. You can see what the finished product is going to look like in terms of the carpeting. It's classic, sophisticated, but by the same token, it's energized and modern looking with the carpeting in a very nice palette of different hues of blue, cream. There's a little bit of gold and beige in it, so it all ties everything together very nice in a sophisticated manner. Let's walk down towards the restaurant so you can see what's happened there. So here we are at the Venetian Isles Grill, which is your breakfast, lunch, and a la carte type dinner venue. Again, the floors are covered with ram board so that they are not scratched. In here you have basically gray marble type flooring. It's not marble, it's actually polished porcelain, but it looks like marble. And mainly what I wanted to see, if you haven't seen it in other videos, is the light fixtures are in. You see how dramatic they are. This is the first time you've probably seen them lit. If you can picture down the center of this room, this is where the Italian furniture is coming from. There are banquettes. If you remember the pictures that were in West Side Magazine, that's what's going to be in this room. There's a row of banquettes that go down the center of the room, and they have rattan and caning back and beautiful fabric upholstery to them, white marble top tables with wrought iron bases. It really does look like a Parisian bistro when it's done rather than a snack bar. So you get a look for this. This furniture from Italy is actually stored in a warehouse in New York. It's been received in the United States. It's waiting for shipping. We cannot install any of the furniture until we get the TCO, the temporary certificate of occupancy for the building. We anticipate getting that as soon as all the life safety issues are resolved with the building. The biggest thing we were waiting for is that electric switch, because obviously you can't energize an elevator without power. You can't do a lot of the things we needed to do without that. So that's behind us. The other part is...
The other part is the wall that you're going to see. The beautiful abstract look that is part of it. I think it's spectacular. I'm sure all of you will feel the same way.
The other life safety issue that might hold us up is if we walk down this way, you can see that this entire operation for the restaurant is an open air kitchen. So you're actually going to see the food made in front of you behind this custom bookcase, for lack of a better word. So that entire wall back there is where the cooking is going for this particular venue. We have to get the hood in place because that has a fire suppression system which has to be tied with the fire suppression system of the building. Once that's installed, then we can begin to get our TCO, because that would be the last wrinkle in the the life safety issues that need to be addressed in the building. The good news is that has been missing in action for ages. They've now told us 5 weeks, and that should be able to be installed. So that puts us back on track to get this place open much sooner than we were thinking based on all these negative things that we had happen for so long. So we've got 3 big hurdles that have been taken off our plate so we can start putting some closure on when things might open again. If you looked at the latest...
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure,
Paul?
go ahead.
That is where you can pick up food as well from the outside?
Yes, so that's actually a very good question. The way we envision everything working with this particular venue, this is where you would be getting your sandwiches, your hamburgers, your sodas, things like that. Over there, what Jane is pointing out, it's fairly obvious that you could go up there as a service counter. But to the right of that, you see we've installed a sliding takeout window so that if somebody decided they wanted to walk up to the sliding window rather than coming inside, they can get their food served there. We've also discussed in the past, we are in the process of creating a phone app that you will be able to order everything poolside with runners running the food out to you. But if you don't want to wait for that, you're going to be able to come through there. Also, if you take a look this way, let's take a walk around this way. This, we put these in. These are automatic sliding doors. The reason we did this is so when you're out by the pool and you now have a grandchild on your hand and a pocketbook and you're maybe wet or have a towel, you don't want to fidget with all these doors. You're going to be able to walk through here, and if you notice, it's no accident. These doors line up exactly with the doors behind Lynthia. You want to turn around and show them? And those doors line up exactly with the bathrooms. So there are 4 unisex bathrooms that are handicapped accessible behind this. So you basically have a straight run to get in and out of the pool if you're at this end of the pool and you don't want to walk all the way to the fitness center where the other bathrooms are. So I point those things out because they may not be obvious, but the furniture placement and everything allows for all of this to happen. So it's all been designed really, really functionally well. We can move on from here. The billiards room, the carpet is down. I'm not sure we want to see that because right now you're going to look at Ramboard and nothing else. We can walk down the west corridor so you can see the built-ins and what all of those new trophy cases and things look like because they're done. And then we may even take a peek at the social hall. Be back in a minute. So we took a little detail because Jane pointed out that we had not shown anybody this part of the lobby. So before we go to the west wing, we are stopping in the transition between the front of the lobby and the back lobby. Jane?
Yes. As you can see here, the transition goes around in terms of the elevator and the covering that's on the elevator. And look at those beautiful chandeliers or fixtures for the back part, where there'll be an insert with carpeting and furniture, of course, where you can sit and relax if you want.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to continue on. Let's walk around this way towards the west side of the building. You also see that the picture lights for the artwork have been installed. Again, they coordinate with the other light fixtures. This is actually the opening to the elevator, how you'd get to the elevator. So envision that, again, everything's lined up. You can get from the back to the elevator, and there will be lounge seating on this side, lounge seating on that side, and now instead of the old huge space that really didn't get used, you actually will have functional spaces where people can come and sit and have a conversation, maybe even a cocktail or something like that, even on the first floor. Jane?
And if you take a look out that window, you'll be able to see that there are stairs that lead up to the second floor.
Right.
So,
yep, so you have multiple ways to get up and down to the cocktail lounge upstairs. So let's continue on and we'll go down the west corridor. Okay, so we're now heading down the west corridor. As I mentioned before, you see all the Ramboard to cover the carpeting. It's the same type of pattern that was on the other side of the building. But what you get to see, I'm not sure you've seen before. You may have seen the frames for these going in, but here are your built-in trophy and display cases for the artwork that's made by the residents, the trophies from the different competitions that happen on behalf of Venetian Isles. Modern, sleek, clean, and you see by pushing them into the walls, the actual entire look of this hallway is noticeably much larger than what used to be here. Same dimensions, completely different feeling by raising the ceilings, cleaning up all the moldings and things like that. Let's take a peek inside the library. I think you've seen this before. They're still working on the millwork, so maybe we'll look at that the next go around. You want to work down further and mention anything you notice as you're going along? So there's really nothing in here yet.
Right.
So go ahead.
You could mention, should she have the floor?
It's on.
The card room? This,
Well, this is the poker room.
oh, that's the poker room.
Yeah, so we're here standing in front of the poker room. Not much going on in here at the moment because the carpet's waiting to go down. They've got to take out the millwork workshop that's set in here temporarily. But that'll
you can
probably go
see
down
the-
next week.
The wall, the
Partition wall.
partition wall that is up and
Yep.
separating that from the card room.
Yep, and you can see the chandeliers, the sconces on the wall, so you get a feeling for what the energy in the place is going to be. This is actually the poker room. There are 12 poker tables coming into the poker room. We'll take a walk further down, take a peek in the card room. Okay. So again, not much to see in the card room, except that the built-ins are in over here, including a sink and things like that, because this is going to serve dual purpose to help with the waiters and waitresses when we're having social functions. They'll be able to refill water and place orders and get drinks and things like that from here, rather than all descending upon the one kitchen at one time. You see the size of this card room. May or may not look bigger than what we used to have, but it is. It's got 24 tables are coming for this, and each of those tables, thanks to the input and feedback from all the residents via the board, have cup holders in them,
Cup holders,
pocketbook
places
holds.
for your bags to hold as well.
Yeah.
So, and they're very comfortable. I sat on the chairs.
Yep. All right. As you can see, peeking through to the social hall, we're probably not going to take a look in there today because there are tons and tons of people rolling all over the place in there. But we will, the next segment we'll come look at the ballroom so you can see what that looks like. The chandeliers are up, all the light bulbs and everything are in them now, so they look a lot different than the last time you saw them. Down this hallway a little further, you see we have another built-in, again, for all the things for arts and crafts, trophies, things like that. The bathrooms are 99.9% finished, and they're very sophisticated looking compared to what used to be here.
And here are the mailboxes. So all the folks who receive envelopes for games and card parties, etc., can have the residents put their envelopes in these
Okay,
stations.
all right, turn towards the camera.
Oh.
There you go. All right, so that gives you an update. We did not do upstairs by the bar because it takes a lot to get up there, and they're working on all the millwork back there. So in our next episode, we will look at the bar, we'll look at the social hall. The pool is coming along. We were hoping it was going to be diamond brighted, the Resistance pool, this past weekend. However, those of you that were on the Zoom meeting know that that was not able to happen because a float switch burned out that controls the water levels in the pool when it's once it starts getting filled. When you do Diamond Bright in the Florida heat and the sun and everything, you have to wet it and keep it wet as soon as you put it down. So that switch was ordered. That should be in the next couple of days, and then they'll be able to Diamond Bright that pool. Again, that's really not holding anything up because we are not sure that we will be able to give you the pool before the building, because the county and the Department of Health both have to sign off. One, for sanitary reasons, that's not an issue. Safety and security issues, life safety issues, is from the county with the proximity of the pool to the building. Good news is they're both very close to being completed. We'll give you an update as we move along. Have a great weekend, folks, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.